David Coburn.
Just before everybody goes, regarding whistleblowers, whistleblowers need to take their chances in the courts like everybody else. We cannot have frivolous whistleblowers, every Tom, Dick and Harriet who's had a squabble over the photocopier or who has not had promotion, suddenly deciding to blow whistles. Business would be impossible to conduct. It's just not possible to conduct a business like that, be it banking or anything else, which just shows how few of the people here actually were involved in business. They must take their chance in the courts, and they must have a serious issue to report. I sat in the Paradise Papers Committee, and despite the huge furore and expenditure of public money, no one was prosecuted. No one. Nothing massively criminal was discovered. The EU is basically hysterical about money laundering in Switzerland and the UK and its overseas territory, not because of great fear of crime or terrorism. It's about fear of massive capital flight from an overtaxed, financially incompetent EU with a political currency, not an economic currency, which is, of course, extremely dangerous. The banks in Italy are on the brink. Deutsche Bank is also in trouble. As for a tax race to the bottom, the gentleman was discussing, I would point out that our APAs, the people who work for us here in the European Parliament, pay very little tax. And many of the nations do not tax their MEPs. I mean, this is the biggest tax racket going in the world, so I don't know why you're all looking so virtuous and virtually signalling like mad. It's all nonsense. Maybe Switzerland and Great Britain, when we leave the European Union, perhaps we should get together and put the European Union on a blacklist. It seems to have some pretty exotic practices. What right has the EU to decide what taxes should be set across the European continent? Now, I've even heard members here threatening Switzerland, a landlocked nation, to do damage to their economy if they don't fit in with the way the EU want it to be. Well, that's not very friendly, that's not very good, that's not very democratic, is it now? The EU does not have the right to set taxes across Europe. Great Britain will be even more competitive with taxes after Brexit. Perhaps we should work with Switzerland and other countries such as EU-occupied Hungary and Poland, who have been threatened for expressing their national liberty. The EU should cut taxes and compete like the rest of the world. It will have to in the end. You can't carry on like this. You're going to have to just be realistic. The Americans won't tolerate it, the British won't tolerate it, and the Far East won't tolerate it. So you're going to have to wake up eventually. Copying the old French model, which is what the EU is. It's the French model writ large, because they cannot compete in the world, and the whole European Union is there to protect France. Well, that nonsense is going to stop. We'll be leaving. We won't be the first. I'm sure the Poles, the Czechs, Hungarians, and various others will follow us out and perhaps create a different sort of European economic arrangement, something a little better than this place has provided. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.